Hey up YouTube. So this is my EDC toolkit. This is something that I take with me wherever I am, where possible. It is heavy. I think off the top of my head, let's just weigh the old girl. She is clocking in at 1.5 kilos. I don't know what that is in pounds, but it's 1.5 kilos for us UK people. So it is heavy. What do I carry this for? Well, for me, it's like I just need something that can undo, fix, change parts out. You know, I'm a gardener, I'm a tinkerer, I'm a maker. I've got a camper van. Things always seem to need swapping out. In my hobbies, making combat robots, again, always bits need changing and swapping on them. This kit can do 90% of what I need it for. Another good thing with it is everything's in there super tight, so there's no rattling. It's not like I'm a suit of armour clinking around the place. I can shove it in my go bag, shove it in my van, camper van, wherever, and it's not going to make any noise or any sort of disruption to anybody. I don't want to sound like I'm carrying a toolkit around, if that makes sense. So it is jam-packed, and you'll see. So we'll go layer by layer. So the first one that you can see straight off the bat tool-wise is the T-handle ratcheting spanner. Now, I absolutely love this. I have got a screwdriver in there, and you'll see it. But it's only small, it's non-ratcheting, and you can't get much torque behind it. With this, you can push onto it, and you can really sort of, with them stuck fasteners, and remember, sod's law, if I'm taking this with me, I need to change it. I need to use it for, you know, some pesky job. So I want to have something that can get the bits out. I've got a good quality set of bits in there. The right bit for the right fastener, and really pushing onto it so your bit won't slip out, and then just cracking it over sorts it out. So that's the first one. It is expensive, but it's worth it. So that lives in the front because unfortunately, due to the shape, it just takes up so much room inside that there's no real place to put it. So it lives in that little front pocket. I might get a bit of paracord and attach it to here so it just sort of flops around with a carabiner. Not too sure yet. So that's the first tool, and also a little smiley face just to keep me sane throughout the day. So as you can see, she's pretty full, and like I said, the majority of the stuff that I do is taking things apart and reassembling it. It's nothing too technical, but I like the right bit for the right job, so I will just get the bits out and you'll see just exactly what I sort of, you know, decide to carry with me. And remember, this is pretty full, so you'll have a look along the way. So the first thing is I like the little Wera Joker, I think the Joker's spanners. And they're just really useful. I carry a full set, or most of the set that covers most of what I need for, you know, whatever I'll come across. Like I said, I'm not pulling apart big machinery, but these in conjunction with these make sure I will get pretty much whatever I need pulled apart. So these are really good. They're Knipex, or Knipex as I like to say, and they do adjust, so it's amazing how big of a sort of fastener you can take off. I used to have the water pump ones of these, the small ones, but I've lost them and I'm really upset. And anybody who's ever used these will know just how much sort of torque and also how much grip you can get on a fastener. You can really pull, and when they sort of bite in, you'll see the demos of them where they put them on like a jig and then they stand on them. It is true. They bite in that hard that you can leave them and they'll stay in place because they really grip into it. So they're useful. These I've just bought. Same principle as before, but it's like sometimes I have little small like sheet material sort of work, you know, just fixing stuff up, and because the trout, you just bend and just nip it over, and it's just a useful tool. So they are expensive. I think for a set with a pouch that I don't use, you're talking about, I think about £60, £70 in the UK, but they are worth it. So that's the front of this. Let's get the front of that one and you'll see what we've got there. So, ruler and marking devices. I always carry a good pen and permanent markers. Sharpie, you know why. Marking stuff, it's just useful to have. This is a little Teng socket set. Well, just a little socket. And again, such a useful, it's really narrow, and it's been times where I just slip it in and it works a treat. I've got in here some bits for that. So quite often, especially with like little robots and also other little tasks, having a little micro screwdriver, and the Wera ones, I bang on about Wera a lot, but they're just such a nice, I think I like them, I really do. They aren't the be and end all, but they're the best that I've ever used. So up until something else comes along, I say these are fantastic. I've got a little socket extender. This is the Milwaukee one. And again, there's times where, in conjunction with this and another bit, you just need more access. You just need a little bit more depth. Whether the fastener is sort of tucked away somewhere. But I like this. It is pretty good with a conjunction of that. So that's all the front. And then let's just get the middle all pulled apart and you'll see exactly what I keep inside it. So this is the inside part. Dropper fastener. It's quite useful, a tool like this, and it's always one where you don't use it very often, but if you drop a fastener right down the bottom of something, you will thank whoever you pray to you've got one of these. Now I got this is the latest one from the Wera Advent Calendar, and I've found a couple of clips that fit on. I don't know why they just put 3 sockets, clearly there's room for more, but these little aftermarket ones, they don't fit as nicely as the genuine Wera ones, but I've got a room for a couple more sockets. I think I'm going to put a couple of Torque sockets in there, and then on top you've got all your different bits. You've got your Torques, you've got your hex, you've got a little screwdriver extension, and then you've got this which turns it into a spanner of sorts, or if you've got any bits, you know, fasteners that need going at a right angle. I do like the Wera Christmas Advent Calendar sets. I think for the money that you pay, you get a really nice tool at the end of it. I have seen where you can swap this over for another screwdriver of the same sort of size, and I'll probably do that. But see what I mean? This is my only screwdriver that'll fit in this set, and this just makes it where you can put in so much more torque, but also you've got a lot less fatigue. I'd rather be doing this than this with my fingers. After a while you can really feel it pulling on them. So this is a game changer tacked on with this. And the OG Leatherman Surge, I've had this for as long as I can remember. A friend of mine picked it up from the States for me, and it comes with I think it's a file and a saw. And I think a Leatherman around the world has gotten everybody out of trouble at some point, you know. serrated blade, knife blade, it's file, and then you've got the saw that goes into there. You know, good quality pair of scissors. They're almost full-size tools at this point. So it is handy to keep. It's really, really handy to have a good quality multi-tool. The Leatherman, I wanted a more in for the pliers. And like I said, you've almost got a full set of needle nose pliers there. So all of this, as much as it looks a mess, fits into that. And I couldn't be without it. There's always room for improvement. I have got a little flashlight that goes into there, but for the flashlight, it's got a button on the side, and every time I put it in there and every time I get it out, it's flat, and I think it just gets knocked on and then it just discharges itself. So it's not ideal. That is not ideal at all. But everything goes in there nicely, all out of sight. Like I said, there's no rattle. It doesn't sound like I'm carrying a bag of spanners around with me. So let me know what you guys would add extra to that, or if you've got any improvements, but let me know. The only other thing as well is all of this is a lot of money, and it's expensive, and it does mount up in price. So keeping all of that money in one place, you've got to be careful, you've got to be hot on, don't lose it. Basically, I pop an air tag in my main bag, and I always keep that in there as well. But you know, just be on your guard. You don't want to be losing a valuable kit like this if you can help it. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day.